I think she hates him.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, so we can all agree on that. That's a given. I also think that she wants to take him out. She does not want to be the first lady anymore. They agree with you. She doesn't want to be the first lady. She destroyed the Rose Garden. Who hates Christmas? Melania Trump hates Christmas. She doesn't want to decorate for Christmas. She doesn't want anything to do with him. She doesn't want to sleep in the same room with him. She can't tolerate him.
Allegedly.
And she doesn't.
Yeah, how do you know all this?
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't know all this.
Allegedly.
This story is heating up fast. A major legal showdown is underway, and it's grabbing attention across the country. Melania Trump, the former First Lady of the United States, has filed a $100 million lawsuit against the hosts of The View for defamation. That's right, $100 million. The case is already making waves in both the media and entertainment worlds. So, what's really going on? Melania is taking legal action over comments made about her during a recent episode of the show. The remarks clearly struck a nerve, and this isn't just a typical celebrity feud. It's a serious legal step that could impact how the media talks about public figures going forward. And Melania seems fully committed to seeing it through. Now, let's talk about the comments that led to this. During a segment on The View, the host shared their thoughts on Melania's time as First Lady. Their take wasn't flattering. In fact, some of the things they said were seen as harsh and sparked quite a bit of backlash. One host even claimed that Melania never wanted the role and suggested she wasn't happy in her marriage to Donald Trump. Those are serious accusations involving her personal life.
Critics are going hard after a liberal media member for vile comments about Melania Trump. The former First Lady appears to signal her support for reproductive rights in a video out yesterday.
Individual freedom is a fundamental principle that I safeguard. Without a doubt, there is no room for compromise when it comes to this essential right that all women possess from birth: individual freedom. What does my body, my choice really mean?
And this take is pretty shocking.
I think she hates him.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, so we can all
That's a
agree on
given.
that. That's a given. I also think that she wants to take him out.
But that wasn't even the worst of it. The conversation quickly turned into a series of sharp jabs at Melania's personal choices and her time as First Lady. The host criticized everything from how she decorated the White House to her attitude toward holiday traditions, especially Christmas. One even went as far as saying Melania didn't seem to care about her role, painting her as someone who was bitter and unhappy with the expectations placed on her. It's no surprise these comments didn't sit well with Melania, given how personal and public the remarks were. It's easy to see why she decided to fight back, and she's doing it in a big way by suing the Vi.
So I do want to get back to this point with the left and Melania Trump. Why can't she just be her own woman and have separate?
And she can.
And so why all that criticism? I mean, that was gross from The View.
And I
look,
agree.
The View is not the litmus test of America. We don't think that.
They were afraid of that remark.
Here's the thing, Melania is known for being a very private person, especially when compared to other public figures. So, when these personal attacks came her way, she didn't take them lightly. Reports say she was furious, and she wasted no time in taking action. Melania filed a defamation lawsuit against the hosts of The View, arguing that their statements were not only false, but also seriously damaging to her reputation. This isn't about hurt feelings or some kind of publicity stunt. Melania is standing up for her image, making it clear she won't let false stories and harmful rumors spread without a response. It's important to note that this type of lawsuit is rare. Public figures, especially someone like Melania, usually don't go this route. Most of the time, they'll either release a brief statement or simply stay quiet and move on. But Melania isn't following that usual path. By filing this lawsuit, she's sending a strong message. She's not letting these false claims slide. She's demanding accountability, and she's fully committed to G.
The former president says he thinks his wife.
But why does this matter so much? Why is this lawsuit such a big deal? Well, this goes way beyond a simple celebrity feud. This case is about something much bigger. It raises important questions about what can and can't be said about public figures, Melania's lawsuit brings up issues of free speech, media responsibility, and the need to protect someone's reputation. This legal battle could set a major precedent for how defamation cases are handled in the future, especially when public figures are involved. It might even change the way talk shows approach sensitive topics about the people they cover. Think about it. If Melania wins, it could make media outlets think twice before reporting on public figures. It could lead to fewer wild guesses and fewer bold claims about celebrities, politicians, and their families. Talk shows may become more careful when discussing someone's personal life, knowing they could face serious consequences for spreading false information. But on the flip side, this could spark a big debate about limiting free speech. Some might argue it could make people hesitant to speak out about those in the spotlight, especially when it comes to controversial topics. And here's where things get even more interesting: the timing of this lawsuit. Just as Melania takes this legal step, Donald Trump is dominating the news for entirely different reasons. Some people are already wondering if her lawsuit is part of a bigger strategy. Is it a calculated move to pull some of the media spotlight back onto her, especially now with all of Trump's legal battles in the headlines? Could this be her way of getting back into the public eye? It's an interesting question. But before we dive into those ideas, let's take a closer look at the comments that led Melania to file this lawsuit in the first place.
Cheating while Melania was pregnant.
That's not
going to come in front of the jury, though. The judge has ruled that won't come up.
We're on television now. And then after Melania gave birth to the baby, he found Stormy to strip around with, right?
Yes.
It's like people should look at him and say, you know, what kind of an insecure jerk are you? You know what I mean? It's like, oh, my wife's pregnant. I'm not attracted to her big belly or something. And now she's paying.
One of the most shocking moments came when a host claimed that Melania hates her husband and no longer wants to live with him. Can you believe that comments like these aren't just deeply personal? They're also incredibly damaging. For many viewers, it was one of those moments where you had to rewind and double-check if you heard it correctly. The boldness of that claim left a lot of people shaking their heads. It's one of those situations where the line between sharing an opinion and spreading harmful gossip gets dangerously thin. What's been even more surprising is how quickly Melania has reacted. Most high-profile figures don't act this fast. They'd usually release a brief statement or simply ignore the comments and move on. But Melania isn't doing that. She's going all in, taking her fight straight to court. With $100 million on the line, it's clear she's serious. This isn't just a stunt, it's a real legal case. By filing this lawsuit, Melania is sending a strong message that the harm caused by these comments is far more than just a small media issue. She's standing up to protect both her private life and her public reputation for the long haul.
Been bragging all over the campaign trail about how he's the one that overturned Roe v. Wade, but apparently his wife has different thoughts on the reproductive rights after posting this video plugging her memoir. Take a look.
Individual freedom is a fundamental principle that I safeguard. Without a doubt, there is no room for compromise when it comes to this essential right that all women possess from birth: individual freedom. What does my body, my choice really mean?
So, what does this mean for the rest of us? This case raises some important questions about how the media treats public figures and where personal privacy fits into the picture. Can celebrities and politicians really expect their private lives to be fully protected, or is some level of public attention just part of the deal when you're famous? Where do we draw the line between free speech and defamation? This lawsuit could lead to big changes in media law. Experts are already saying that the outcome of this case might send shockwaves through the entertainment world. If Melania wins, it could force the media to rethink how they cover personal stories about well-known people, and that's not just about celebrities and politicians. It could also change how the media reports on their families.